Firefighters are saying it was better to be safe than sorry. But the story doesn't just end there. The sensory garden is still a work in progress. And as further proof of his innocence, Jason's parents say that while the fight was going on at Gordon High School, and firefighters are saying it was better to be safe than sorry because when they first got the call, it was about a structure reportedly fully engulfed in flames. But when fire crews from Croton Falls, Somers, Brewster, and several other departments arrived at the house at 36 Sugar Hill Road, the fully involved structure turned out to be this storage shed, set afire by a lightning strike. Homeowner Michael Hansen's wife was at home, enjoying a quiet evening when the storm hit.
My wife was in the house, heard a big bang. I drove up about 5 minutes later, saw smoke coming out, and that's the result.
It took the flames just minutes to devour the garden tools and old furniture stored inside. It took firefighters 10 minutes to put the flames out.
When we were responding, we got confirmation that I was fully involved. They weren't sure if it was a building or a shed at that time. So our initial thing is start out our mutual aid, because if it's the house, I'd rather have the mutual aid coming instead of getting here and saying, uh-oh, we need more help.
Now, the homeowner says that even though the flames destroyed the shed and everything that was in it, he's still thankful that lightning didn't strike his house. In North Salem, Carol Wilkinson, News 12.
My son did not commit those crimes.
Renier Vaughn is proclaiming his son's innocence the day after 19-year-old Jason was convicted Tuesday in connection with a violent melee at Gordon High School last year in Yonkers. Renier and Amanda Vaughn say even though one of the students who was beaten and an eyewitness to the fight testified in their son's favor, he was still convicted of assault, attempted robbery, and grand larceny, all felonies, during a 7-day trial in White Plains. They say the jury even ignored this surveillance video showing another teen, seen here in the black T-shirt, who was identified as the real attacker. The Vaughns say this boy even confessed but was never charged.
We just think that it's unfair, and we want this to be looked at because they put an innocent person in jail.
And as further proof of his innocence, Jason's parents say that while the fight was going on at Gordon High School, that Jason was here at Riverside High School picking up a friend.
My son has never been in trouble with the law. He's respectful. He works. He goes to college. He's a big brother. That's how we raised him.
In Yonkers, Carol Wilkinson, News 12.
I just heard a lot of yelling and screaming, and then I saw the police.
Mario Rodriguez says the drama he saw playing out on the street in this quiet residential neighborhood in New Rochelle was totally unexpected.
I thought he got hit by a car or something. I didn't know that she actually purposely hit him.
According to police, 62-year-old Harold Payne and 52-year-old Michelle Rice are acquaintances. They say on Thursday, when Payne refused to return the car he'd borrowed from Rice, a big fight broke out between them in the middle of the street.
The man appeared on the scene and tried to prevent her from retrieving the vehicle, got in front of the vehicle, and was apparently attempting to dismantle or unhook the battery from the from the vehicle. She went forward and knocked the man down.
But the story doesn't just end there. Police say Harold Payne was not only injured in the incident, he now faces felony charges for drug possession.
And witnesses say that they saw him throw a glass bottle into a nearby shrub. When the officers retrieved the bottle, they found it to contain 7 glassine packets, which appeared to contain heroin.
He's being charged with criminal possession of a controlled substance. Michelle Rice is charged with aggravated assault and operating a motor vehicle without a license. In New Rochelle, Carol Wilkinson, News 12. It's been a mystery since 1995 when the body of 17-year-old Elizabeth Honch was found, wrapped in trash bags and a sleeping bag in New Britain, Connecticut. The body of her 53-year-old mother, Marcia, was found a week later, 40 miles away, near the entrance to a park in Toland, Massachusetts. Both had been shot in the head. At the time of the killings, Robert, Marcia, and Elizabeth Honch all lived in an apartment building on Main Street in Brewster. Now, Robert, who was found living in Ohio with his new wife and kids, has been charged with the murders.
I'm pleased and relieved that we brought Robert Hansch to justice. At the same time, I do mourn the loss of Elizabeth and Marcia. They were innocents.
Over the years, Hansch had married again and had 3 children with a woman who apparently knew nothing of his former marriage. Meanwhile, here in Garnerville, at the home belonging to Robert Hansch's brother John, the family is remaining tight-lipped about the case.
Please, don't bother us anymore.
Okay.
Talk to us on the phone and everything, please.
But nearby, a neighbor says she's anxious to see how Robert Hansch's murder trial will play out in the courts. He's awaiting extradition to Massachusetts for trial in his former wife's murder.
I think I definitely would be interested in following up on this, and I'm a little interested in seeing what's going on in that house over there.
In Garnerville, Carol Wilkinson, News 12.
I like that they are building plants because they're going to look beautiful, and there's a lot of whole butterflies are going to be here and flowers.
Sanaa Thompson of New City is just one of the students from the Campus Fun and Learn Center in Suffern, who'll use the sensory garden to learn about nature and the environment. Thanks to the work of more than 40 interns and employees from KPMG, the tax and advisory firm, this area of the Learning Center is about to be transformed into something beautiful and useful. The sensory garden is still a work in progress, but when it's completed, special plants like this butterfly bush will be in place.
Children learn and develop through play as they explore their environment. We believe that our natural environment is the most important extension of our classroom.
Once it's opened, the garden will provide a unique learning experience for kids aged 6 months to 5 years old. Natalie Alling of Sloatsburg can't wait.
I love gardens.
What are you looking forward to when you come out here?
Flowers.
In Suffern, Carol Wilkinson, News 12.